Why did Mars Exploration Rover come to be?
Okay, if I could have my first slide number 2, please. Mars has many mysteries. You know, it has strong similarities to Earth, but also strong differences. And what you see in this image here is a canyon system on Mars that was carved by water. But we have a problem. Today on Mars, there's no atmosphere, or very little atmosphere. So liquid water can't exist on the surface. It either has to be an ice or a vapor. And so how could this canyon system have formed? And the other thing is, canyons don't form overnight. They take millions of years to form. So this picture shows us that at one time, Mars had to have flowing liquid water on its surface for an extended period of time. So, well, when was that? And what happened to the water? Those are some of the really compelling questions. If I could have the next slide. So in 1997, we landed on Mars with an engineering demonstration mission called Mars Pathfinder. It was meant to prove out certain technologies that would enable us to explore the red planet. One of those was to deploy a small rover called Sojourner, which was about the size of a microwave oven. And you see that here in this picture. And what Sojourner illustrated is how powerful a remotely operated robotic roving vehicle could be for exploration. But the challenge for Sojourner is it was very small, because size does matter when it comes to a rover. A bigger rover can go farther and go over larger obstacles. And it also couldn't go much further from its lander that you see in this picture here. It was virtually tethered to the lander because it relied on the lander for communications. So we wanted to take the benefit of Mars Pathfinder and what we learned with Sojourner and put it into a more capable rover that could answer some of these questions. So if you go to the next slide, you see a picture of the Mars Exploration Rovers. I can't tell you whether this is Spirit or Opportunity because they're identical twins, but here the rover is being developed at our facility here at JPL in Pasadena, California. And you can see it's a much larger rover. You can see its size relative to the people in the image. And this rover carries everything it needs with it. So it's not dependent on a lander. You can see it's 6-wheel drive, it's solar powered. It really hasn't any consumables as long as it continues to get power. It has 9 cameras on board. Some of those cameras are on the top of that white mast you see there. And you can see the cameras are about the same height as a human's vision. So we have very much a human perspective on Mars. It also has a robotic arm with instruments on the end of it. So it is essentially a robotic field geologist. And so what we did with these rovers was classic field geology, although remotely through the eyes and ears of a rover on the surface of Mars. And so that's what brought MER into being.